Hello students, today we are going to discuss another topic of the chapter measurements, that is parameter extraction from diode IV. Now you all are aware about the VI characteristics of a diode, a PN junction diode. What do you mean by VI characteristics? The forward voltage is applied, it is changed in regular intervals and the current through the diode is measured. But in this method, what we are going to study is, we are going to study the current, the voltage as a function of current. What exactly is the IV characteristic and what all parameters can be determined from the diode? Let us discuss further. The IV, the current versus voltage characteristic of a PN junction diode, have been studied since many years. Now this is a type of measurement which is very useful for the measurement of barrier height in case of a Schottky diode. Schottky diode works like a PN junction diode only, but instead of a semiconductor junction, it is a metal semiconductor junction. This method is also used to study saturation current, series resistance in case of photovoltaic devices like a solar cell. Series resistance is a very important parameter while designing a solar cell because that is the resistance which, if added to the solar cell, will decrease the output. So now the IV characteristics, the standard equation of defining current in terms of voltage for a PN junction diode is I is equals to I naught. I naught means the saturation current, e raised to V minus Rs upon eta Vt minus 1. V is the voltage applied, I into Rs, that is, again this is voltage drop only. Rs means the series resistance connected. Eta is known as ideality factor. Now what exactly is ideality factor? Ideality factor, it describes how the slope of a real diode differs from an ideal diode. Say for example, to explain it in more detail, suppose you say that ideal silicon PN junction diode has a threshold voltage of 0.7 volt, but practically the diodes which we use, they do not have exactly 0.7. There is a slight fluctuation. So this fluctuation is defined in terms of ideality factor. Vt, we have discussed earlier, is known as the threshold voltage. Vt is known as the thermal voltage. At room temperature, the value of thermal voltage is around 26 millivolt. Room temperature, we consider temperature to be 300 Kelvin. Kb means Boltzmann constant and Q means charge of electrons. So approximate value of Vt is around 26 millivolt at room temperature. Now in this equation, I just have a simple circuit here. The circuit says that there is a battery connected having a voltage V. This is the diode voltage Vd and this is the resistance connected. So by applying KVL, that is Kirchhoff's voltage law, I can say that V minus Vd minus the voltage drop here will be I into Rs, that will be equal to 0. Summation of all voltages equal to 0 according to KVL. So we get Vd, that is the diode voltage, is equals to V minus IRs. The voltage we have applied minus the drop across the resistor will give you the diode voltage. So this same equation V minus IRs we have used in this above equation. So actually this represents the diode voltage. So current we are going to study as a function of this voltage because eta and Vt are constant terms. Now we can see that the factor e raised to V minus IRs upon eta Vt is very large as compared to 1. Why? Because this term already is in millivolt, that is 10 raised to minus 3 is in denominator. If you multiply it, that means in the numerator we have 10 raised to 3, 1000 will be multiplied with the diode voltage. So e raised to, you know that e raised to infinity is infinity. That means higher the value of this term, higher will be the overall value of the exponential term. So we get this term is greater than 1. So what we do is we just ignore the term minus 1 in the above equation. So ignoring the term minus 1 in the above equation, our equation becomes I is equal to I naught e raised to V minus IRs upon eta Vt. So I have I upon I naught is equals to e raised to V minus IRs upon eta Vt. What I do is I take logarithm on both sides. So I get ln of I by I0 is equals to V minus IRs upon eta Vt. Or I can write V minus IRs is equals to, I just take this term on the LHS. So V minus IRS is equals to eta Vt ln of I by I0, or you can write the voltage V is equals to IRS taken on RHS will be V is equals to IRS plus eta Vt ln of I by I0. So this is our equation number 1. Now this is the voltage which is variable. This is the series resistance which we can vary, ideality factor and the saturation current. What we do is we assume another similar equation wherein we are assuming some arbitrary constants already. So a similar equation as equation 1 can be written V dash is equals to I Rs dash plus eta dash Vt ln of I by I naught dash. We have assumed V dash, Rs dash, eta dash and I naught dash as arbitrary values already assumed. So from the equations 1 and 2 we can say that delta V is equals to V dash minus V. V dash means IRS dash plus eta dash Vt ln of I by I naught dash. So this minus IRS plus eta Vt ln of I by I naught. Now I will just multiply all the terms and then we'll simplify. So I have a term I Rs dash and I Rs. So I have just taken I common. I get Rs dash minus Rs. Then what we do is, you know that ln of A upon B can be written as ln A minus ln B. So same thing we have done here. Simultaneously multiplied by eta dash Vt. So I have one term eta dash Vt ln I minus eta dash Vt ln I0 dash. Similarly, here also I can write it as ln I minus ln I0. So, but there is a minus sign over here. So my first term will be minus eta Vt ln I plus eta Vt ln of I0. And now I'll take out all the simple terms. All terms which are common. So delta V is equals to I Rs dash minus Rs plus Vt ln of I. Now there is a term, let me just show you. There is a term having Vt into ln I here and there is a term having Vt into ln I here. So what I did is Vt into ln I common from these two terms, I will get eta dash minus eta. Similarly, now these two terms, they have only Vt as common. So Vt common, we will be getting eta ln I0 minus eta dash ln I0 dash. So say this equation we got as equation number 3. Suppose we have a condition, we have already assumed this as an ideality factor, an arbitrary value already assumed. So suppose we take the situation eta is equals to eta dash. What will happen? This entire term will get 0, nullified, and our equation will become, the equation we will get will be representing delta V as only a function of I, and you will be getting it as a straight line. How? Let me see. Our equation will be delta V is equals to I Rs dash minus Rs plus eta Vt ln I0 minus ln I0 dash. This is the equation when we have taken eta is equals to eta dash. Now what happens? Delta V is equals to I Rs dash plus I can write ln A minus ln B as ln A by B. So plus eta Vt ln of I0 by I0 dash. Now you can say that this equation actually represents the equation of a straight line. If you remember, this is, you can say y is equals to mx plus c. So from the above equation, y is equals to mx plus c. So from the above equation, we can elaborate a numerical process to extract the parameters Rs, eta and I0 of a diode from the characteristics of Fv is equals to Fi. So the already assumed arbitrary values can be determined if using this equation we plot I as a function of V. A theoretical characteristic with V dash is equals to Fi is considered with arbitrary values Rs dash, eta dash and I0 dash. So we will vary eta dash in such a way that it is almost close to eta. That is the reason we have assumed eta is equals to eta dash, so that we get delta V as a linear function of current. So this voltage variation we will be getting as a function of current. So we are varying eta in such a way that it is close to eta dash. Sorry, we are varying eta dash in such a way that it is close to eta. So what will happen? We will be getting the characteristic as a straight line. That means voltage as a function of linear current. And from this straight line which we get, we can obtain the values of Rs dash, eta dash and I0 dash. Now the equation 4 we've got here, that voltage as a function of current, it actually represents the equation of straight line, as I just said, y is equals to mx plus c. So plotting this voltage in the delta V value in volts, I in milliamperes, you get this as a straight line. So I have just taken some intervals of current 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and voltage over here 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1 and 1.2. We will be getting a straight line, but from the equation, the line will never pass through the origin. It will be cutting the y-axis at a certain point. Suppose I'll consider this point. This is a point where my graph has cut my y-axis. So this distance on the y-axis is known as zero ordinate. Zero ordinate means y at x is equals to 0. You can say that x is equals to 0. So this value is actually known as the zero ordinate. So we've shown the straight line like this, or you can get a straight line passing through 0.2, or you can get a straight line passing through 0.8. So that value will be known as zero ordinate. Also, you can find the slope of straight line as dy by dx. Take any two y coordinates difference and any two x coordinate difference, you will be getting the slope as dy by dx. So slope from the equation is determined as dy by dx. So let us say that the slope we derived is a, that is equals to dy by dx. So what actually happens is, from this equation number 4, we can say that the slope we got is equal to this term. So we are saying that the slope a is equals to rs dash minus rs. So from this equation, rs can be obtained as rs dash minus a. A is the slope which we have got by plotting the graph, and rs dash is a constant which we have already assumed. So you can find out the series resistance as rs dash minus a. So this is one part of the equation. Now, how do we find out the saturation current? So in this equation number 4, we have this term eta Vt ln I0 by I0 dash. Now this will actually correspond to the zero ordinate. Zero ordinate means the y value for which x is equals to 0. So we can determine from the graph what is the zero ordinate, that is y is equals to f of 0. So suppose we say that this zero ordinate is b. So b will be equal to the last term of the equation 4, eta Vt ln of I0 by I0 dash. So this can be written as ln of I0 by I0 dash is equals to b upon eta Vt. To remove this logarithmic term, we have to take antilog. So we can write in the form of exponential term. So I0 will be equal to I0 dash. So suppose we remove this logarithmic term, we will be having I0 upon I0 dash is equals to e raised to b upon eta Vt. Just take eta Vt on this side and then take log. So if log is removed, if we take anti-log, so ln term will go away. So we have I0 by I0 dash will be e raised to b upon eta Vt. So we can find out I0 as I0 dash e raised to b upon eta Vt. Now b is the zero ordinate which is obtained from the equation. Eta, generally the value of eta we take as 1. Vt is the thermal voltage which is already known, and I0 dash is the parameter which we have already assumed. So you can find out the value of saturation current using this equation. So equations 5 and 6 lead to obtain the characteristics which exactly fit in the equation V is equals to IRS plus eta Vt ln of I by I0 dash. So this is how the parameters, that is saturation current and series resistance, which are important with respect to PN junction diode, are obtained. Hope the topic is clear. Thank you.